Well, good evening, everybody. Game one, we're playing Cedar Rapids Black here in the Kansas City area. I don't have the exact time for the game tomorrow, but as soon as we know that, we'll put things in and families will communicate out when you can tune in tomorrow and the next day for future games. But given that this is the last tournament of the season, we have everybody here, injured or not, but to come out and close out the season. And our first period is going to have 15 minutes up on the board. First puck is away, and it was Fallis who was on it, winning the faceoff. Des Moines going to be the first one to bring it in to the offensive zone, play on it. Des Moines picks it off the wall. Puck intercepted by Cedar Rapids as they bring it in and out of neutral zone, but number 4 there brought it in with a man already past the blue line. Going to be a reset. Sorry, people going up and down the bleachers. Shaking the camera here. Des Moines getting hollered at. Needed another player on the ice. Finally get that man down. Yohi this time on the drop. Puck brought out of Des Moines zone by Des Moines. Carried it forward. Cedar Rapids to kick it back. On the red line on the far side, Des Moines dumps it in. Cedar Rapids to respond. Deep in the corner. Gets it passed up and followed behind, in and out of neutral zone. Shot taken on Brown is no good. Puck brought back into neutral by Des Moines. Bentz on it. Bentz gets it overturned back to Cedar Rapids. Cedar Rapids brings it into the zone, works around a couple Des Moines players. They break it off. Pembroke now fighting for it. Stretched out with the stick. Cedar Rapids comes in to break it off. Des Moines with it. Smith taking it into the corner. Backhands it. Marin racing to get there. Double pressure on him with Cedar Rapids. Given to Smith. Smith with a shot. It's going to hit the outside netting. Marin in the corner gets a little tangled up. He goes down. Puck stays in the zone by Des Moines. Stopped short by Cedar Rapids as they hit it off of the boards. Looked like Baker there for Des Moines. Sent it into neutral. Baker now rushing to meet it. Going to send it back to Marin. Marin with the long pass. Attempted to be picked off by Cedar Rapids. It's going to bounce off high off of the stick. Cedar Rapids have it brought all the way back into their zone. McDaniel off of the wall, trying to work around pressure. Cedar Rapids to retrieve into the neutral zone, sends it off. Carson backhands it to McDaniel. McDaniel to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt back to McDaniel, working his way up the middle, gets a little tripped up there in front of the net. Lost his skates. Both sides going back and forth off to the corner. Cedar Rapids to pick it up behind their own goal line. Work it up along the boards. Van Tilburg keeps it in. Sends a slapper just left of the net. Cedar Rapids first to respond behind their own net. Pressure from behind. Slowing him down. He whipped the first pass. Second one got through. Goldie running that one down. Sends it to the other D-man. Bentz, I believe, with that one. Bentz up to Fallis on the wall. Fallis getting some assistance with Smith. Puck comes out. Picked up by Cedar Rapids. Smith to retrieve. Works around one. Gets it taken off of the stick. Able to recover. Brings it into the zone. Takes a shot. And that one is saved. Missed shot by Smith on that one. 10:52 left up on the clock. Clock is counting down. Again, Des Moines waiting for a fifth player to come out. Cedar Rapids switches out two of their own players. We're going to see Yohi again on the drop. This one he's going to win. Shot by Bentz goes up the middle. Stopped short by Cedar Rapids as they bring it in and out of neutral. Pass off to another player as they bring it into the zone. Pembroke off of the wall, recollects it, gets around 1, 2, passes up to Des Moines on the blue line to pass with it, trying to work around, gets a shot, but it's going to go wide. Looking to get it picked up behind the net, sent back out. Bentz there with it on the far wall. Get some help in. McDaniel now in the mix. Yohi was there on it to pass, not seeing the puck behind him as he was going off and heading the bench. Des Moines brings it back into the zone. Bentz on the far side working alone there for a minute. Des Moines again trying to slow it down. Smith with it again. Puck comes away from the wall. Pembroke chasing it. Pembroke brings it into the zone, works around several pressure, inches his way up. He's going to get it peeled off, tries to get a backhanded shot there. Can't do much with it. Smith chased it down, but Cedar Rapids to clear it out. Van Tilburg to Marin. Marin passes it up to Smith. Smith over to Welch. Couldn't quite collect on that pass. Sends it back to Van Tilburg. And to Marin. He's trying to work that tail off. Walks right into another one. He's going to strip it away. Brings it into Des Moines zone. Van Tilburg trying to add pressure to him. Another save shot by PJ in net. Gets it sent out. Hildebrandt with it, working by himself over on the far side. Cedar Rapids to come away with it. Brings it in and out of the zone. Two Des Moines players collide and neutral on the red line. Both a little slow to get up, but able to do so. Des Moines passes it up to Fallis with it. He carries it now. Gets around one. Soft shot. No good. Sorry, missed shot there for Fallis. Hit the wrong button. McDaniel now has it. He takes a shot. It's going to hit outer net. Stays with it behind. Cedar Rapids to pick it up. Brings it out. Passes it up. Collected by Des Moines in neutral. Bentz with it. Bentz works around one. Fallis to help him out. Bentz around another up in the corner on the far side. Loses it behind the net to Cedar Rapids. Picks it off. Loses it in between his own feet. Resets. Off of the boards. Cedar Rapids to collect. Passes it in the neutral. Carries it in. Sends it in deep. PJ to sweep it out. Was going to be wide by just a few inches anyhow. Des Moines off of the far corner. Sends it up. Try to clear it out. Cedar Rapids responds. Sends it back in. Picks it up behind the net. Des Moines recovers out in front of their net to pass. Trailing it. Sends it up. Collected by Smith at the red line. Brought in. Cedar Rapids bounces it back. Yohi was there waiting for it. Collected it. Missed it on the wall. Pembroke coming off of the bench to collect in neutral. He carries it in. Pembroke with the shot. Goes wide. Hits the boards hard. Recollected by Cedar Rapids. Is now Yohi again. Gets a little bit of a back hand on it. Up to Smith off of the wall. Smith to Yohi. Yohi with a missed shot there. Des Moines tries to recollect, but Cedar Rapids is going to bring it out of the zone. Passes it up. Stopped short by Des Moines defense there. Knocked back into neutral. Little pass play action happening in neutral zone by Cedar Rapids before they bring it in. Dumps it, and that one's going to be collected and kept by Brown. 6:28, clock still counting down, and still a no-score game for either of these teams. Marin on the drop there. That was kind of hard to tell who won or lost, but ultimately puck is going to clear out to Des Moines' disadvantage. Des Moines with an icing call. As we'll reset here in front of Des Moines' net. Marin again at center. Marin with it, kicks it out. We're going to call this one a win this time. Des Moines again trying to clear it out. Several players on the board. Loose puck comes out, met by Cedar Rapids on the red line. He's going to dump it in. Change of our center. Going to go to number 5, Fallis this time. Fallis wins it, gets it back to his D man. Des Moines loses their feet right there inside their own zone. Another offsides call for Cedar Rapids. They forecasted tornadoes here in Kansas City, but I don't recall earthquakes. A couple little kids ran up and down the bleachers. But Fallis was there at that drop. He won it for Iowa. Cedar Rapids quickly retained it in neutral, brought it back into Des Moines zone. Fight in the corner, ref in the way. Fallis in the mix along with Van Tilburg there, trying to get it off the wall. Fallis with it now, gets it knocked off, able to bat it out. Puck goes high, and it's DePass that was behind it. Smith trying to get a little out in front, looking for an open pass opportunity, but beat his man to the line. Yohe now on center. Yohe kicks it back, wins this face-off. Pembroke doesn't get a stick in there. Other defender for Des Moines is going to dump it into the zone. Cedar Rapids to collect. Looking for somebody open, sends it way deep. And that one going to go to Des Moines' advantage. So we reset for a Cedar Rapids icing call. Clock continuing to count down just under the 3-minute mark. Yohe going to take the face off again for Des Moines. Welch McDaniel there. Yohe won it, got it off to McDaniel. McDaniel right out in front, tried to get to it, got swept out of the mix. McDaniel and Yohe now in the corner trying to sweep it out. Welch was also in that battle. Yohe trying to get to the corner first, can't get there before Cedar Rapids does. He's going to meet McDaniel, keeps it in. Intended pass from Yohe to Welch, not collected. Instead going to be picked up by Cedar Rapids as they're going to pass it in neutral, bring it into the zone. Another pass collected, sent right up the middle, stopped short by Baker. Baker up the wall into the Rapids territory. They're going to pick that one up. Just looking for a pass. It gets through several Des Moines players, but it's going to have enough gas on it to get all the way for an icing call. Another minute of gameplay gone by at 1:45 now. Des Moines places Marin at center. Marin wasn't even up to the drop before the puck came down, but he was able to win it and get it tossed back to his D man. Des Moines tried to keep it in the zone, backhanded, couldn't do so. Puck is blown down as it hit the top board of the Des Moines bench. Marin again on the drop, gets it around to his fellow man. Smith with a shot. Marin to take it again. Gets it over to Smith. Back to Pembroke. Pembroke up the middle. Another shot saved. Line change for Des Moines puts Follis at center, where Follis wins it. To pass with it over on the far side. Sent back to Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg with a slapper. And that is buzzer number 1 into the first period. No score game for either team. Take a minute for people to collect their thoughts over on the bench. We'll be back in just a few seconds. All right, back for period 2, fresh 15. It looks like they're counting down and doing a no stop clock for these first 2 periods. Not sure if we'll see the same for period 3 or if they'll do a stop clock at 12 minutes. But first to break the neutral barrier is going to be Cedar Rapids. They take a shot, and it's going to deflect off of Des Moines' helmet. Des Moines responds, sends it up to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt passes off to Smith, wasn't able to collect on the pass. Cedar Rapids responds, brings it back into neutral, dumps it in, Bents to meet it, sends it to Goldie. Goldie up the boards. Cedar Rapids whiffs it, collected by Des Moines, reset. Follis with it. Follis trying to get it around, loses it to Cedar Rapids on the wall. Hildebrandt to recollect. Hildebrandt tips it off up to Smith. Smith can't get the right angle on it. Puck's turned over on the far side, recollected by Follis. Follis with a shot, hits outside bar. Yohe gonna take drop on this one. Rapids to collect on it after it exchanged hands a few times, brought it in and out of neutral zone, but going to have an offsides call. Yohe again on it, sends it back to Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg up to McDaniel. McDaniel trying to get a pass off, intercepted. Exchanges hands a few times. Cross ice pass intended by one Des Moines player to another. McDaniel with it. McDaniel inching his way up. Loses it in front of the net. Des Moines fighting for it on the far side. Yohe and the other player go down along the boards. And we're going to get a tripping call. Tripping going to go against Yohe. Yohe for Des Moines. Going to serve a minute. 2 minutes? Minute and a half. Yogi going to serve a minute and a half for tripping, which is going to be the first penalty of the game, putting Cedar Rapids in a power play moment. 12:38 on the clock. They did stop the clock for that one. With a man down, Bent sends it up to Smith. Marin now fighting for it on the far side. Cedar Rapids gets around him to another. Shot goes wide. Cedar Rapids picks it off of the board, looking to get it to somebody. Pass and shot attempt a little deflected by the Bucs out in front of them. Marin behind the net trying to clear it out. Works around one, looking to get it to another one. Forwarding pass intended for Smith. Can't get it there to him. Kept in the zone by Cedar Rapids. Bent's in the corner, picks it up, sends it in deep. And Bent's there, gloves it and drops it right away up to Smith. Smith with the shot attempt, but we're going to have a delayed penalty. And this time, it's going to be a hooking call against Cedar Rapids. We had 34 seconds left for Yohi's penalty, and we're going to now exchange that for just under a minute's advantage when we switch hands here in a minute. Again, penalty assessed to Cedar Rapids. Black hooking. Get us in here a little closer. Fall is going to take the drop and loses that one as there's still a man down. Hildebrandt with the shot, deflected off. No luck on that one. Fallis over in the corner. Hildebrandt backing him up. So they're trying to dig it out of that corner. Cedar Rapids stays with it. Des Moines to be back at full force here in 10 seconds. Hildebrandt loses his skates. Fallis trying to recollect. But Cedar Rapids going to come out with it. Pembroke meets him just as he crosses the blue, but he's going to dump it in deep. Baker picks it up. Des Moines back to full strength, and they'll be on a power play now for about 45 seconds. But we're going to have a delayed penalty now. And with 40 seconds left on Des Moines' power play, we now exchange it for a minute 10 penalty kill as Pembroke goes in for a minute and a half. 10:51 left in period 2, still a no-score game as we see 4-on-4 action here for another 40 seconds, and then it will be to Cedar Rapids' advantage. I missed who won the face-off. I apologize. Cedar Rapids took a shot there, went wide. Cedar Rapids respond to the puck deep in their own territory. And we're going to get a high stick whistle. High stick blown, and it's going to be Cedar Rapids' advantage as we reset in front of Des Moines' net. Cedar Rapids, once the puck is down, they are now at full force. Shot goes wide. Cedar Rapids over in the corner. Des Moines tries to slow him down. Bent's going to pick it up right out in front of Des Moines' net. Brings it into neutral, tries to pass it off, can't get it there. Yogi to collect, dumps it in. 20 seconds until Iowa is back to a 5-man crew. Bents again to recollect in Des Moines' zone, sends it into neutral, and to pass with it, gets a backhanded pass collected by Marin. Marin trying to work around pressure. Gets it off the wall, looks to send it back to his man. Doesn't collect. Cedar Rapids to retreat. Brings it into neutral, dumps it in deep. Bent's going to pick it up behind Des Moines' net. And Des Moines being back at full strength, 5-on-5. Hildebrandt with it. Got lost with his own man there in center. Lost sight of the puck. Hildebrandt going to pick it up in the corner. Tries to dump it out. DePass now chasing it down. Cedar Rapids is going to find it first. Sends it cross ice on the far side. Passes it into neutral. Hildebrandt on it. Gets it off of it. Rapid stick to Marin. Marin pauses. Looks to send it up to Smith. Stopped short by the Rapids. Back and forth. Hildebrandt going to come out of the mix with it. Soft shot up the middle, got tipped and changed direction. Smith again finds it, sends it backhanded. Hildebrandt and Fallis there. Fallis looking to stop in the corner. Hildebrandt off of his skate. Van Tilburg puts some money on it. It deflects off of the Rapid player's skates. 8-minute mark left in period 2. Smith sends it back to McDaniel. McDaniel trying to clear it away. Gets tripped up. No call. Back behind the net. Fallis with it. Clears it out. McDaniel looking for somebody. Tries to get it to Fallis. Just doesn't put enough money on it to get it there. Van Tilburg kept it in the zone. And Baker tried to keep it in the zone. He wasn't able to do so either. Tried to keep it out of Des Moines' territory. Had enough pressure on him. Shot goes wide out in front. Hits off of the board and carried into neutral. DePass with it. DePass with the shot. Hits the outboard. Rebounds it backhand. No good there. Changes hands a few times. Van Tilburg getting crashed into and just looks at him, looks at the ref and goes, excuse me? But Van Tilburg with the tripping call instead. 7:06 left in period 2. Des Moines again on the penalty kill for another minute and a half. Getting text messages that a tornado watch was just issued, but we've known that that was going to be kind of our likelihood this evening anyhow, so things change. Definitely chime in and let us know. Yohe in the corner with it now, trying to clear it out. He's got one on each side. Cedar Rapids going to break away with it. Marin trying to slow him down. Puck collected out. Pembroke on it. Pembroke up. Marin not able to collect. Cedar Rapids sends it back into neutral. Yohe and Marin both working to break it free. Marin with his stick on it. Marin shot up the middle and a save. Clock continuing to count down. About 40 seconds left of the penalty kill for Des Moines at this point. And about 6 minutes left when we finally drop this puck. If everyone can hurry up here. And now the ref is confused. Oh, they were still a man short. Well, that's a way to run out your penalty clock. Just wait for the people to not show up on the far side. Fallis at the drop there. Fallis to pick it up off of Smith. Back to Smith. Smith in the zone. Gets between two. Smith with a shot. First shot missed. Oops, sorry. Moyne with another attempt on it, still no good. There was 2 missed shots in there. I didn't see who necessarily got the second one. Just few people there out in front. Fallis again on the drop. Carson got it reset. Off in the corner, picks it up. Down the wall to Goldie. Goldie, cross-ice pass. Sent up in the middle, picked off and stopped short Kept in the zone by Hildebrandt as Cedar Rapids lost it, tried to bat it out with their hand. Goldie again stopped it short, kept it in. Hildebrandt going to pick it up, sends it behind the net to Smith. Smith sends it back to him, tries to work around, sends it to Rapids player. Rapids come out with it. Loses his feet again. There must be a hole right there on that dot. Several people have lost their footing in that area. Goldie now loses his feet. Rapids looking for it, try to clear it out from Baker's feet. Baker just blindly sweeps it out back into neutral. That should have been offside. Nothing called though. Cedar Rapids dump it in, collected by Baker. He's going to spin around with it, sends it up to Yohe. Yohe up to DePass. DePass with speed, gets around one, sends it back, tending it for Yohe. Cedar Rapids going to pick it up. Goldie now off to the wall. DePass sweeps it back in. Should have been another offsides call potentially. It was hard to see where the puck was up against the boards, but looked dangerously close. Cedar Rapids in the corner, sweeps it back. Goldie to stop it, but it's going to clear out into neutral. He's got to wait for his men to get back. He's going to dump it back to Pembroke. Pembroke sends it back to Goldie. Goldie dumps it down. Cedar Rapids going to respond. Brings it around the backside of their net, sends it out deep. Pembroke there on the line, can't quite keep it. Another little hand gesture on the ice by Cedar Rapids, sweeps it away, and that's going to call the play dead. Clock counting down, under 3 minutes now at 2:45. Marin on a point. Looks like Welch and Smith there. Marin wins this one. Bentz sends it up. Intercepted. Stop short. Welch on it. Marin now right at the boards. Up to Smith. Smith gets around one. Loses it to the second. Baker to pick up the scrap. Stumps it deep. Gets it through the line. But they're going to call an offsides. Marin again on the drop, wins this one. Gets it back to his D-man, sends it up to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt around 1 and 2, and a shot and a stop. Taking our time, let the clock count down, and 1:15 up on the board left for period 2. Follis on the drop. Not successful winning that one. Cedar Rapids brings it into neutral. I believe that was Baker that picked it up, swept it out. Follis over there in the corner with it. Gets it swept around. Hildebrandt sends it right on back. No one to pick up that prize. Baker unable to keep it in. Bent's going to run it down on the far wall. Collects. Brings it around. Tries to dump it out. Deflected and shot down short of Cedar Rapids right here in front. Follis again with it. Goes high. Stays just under the top edge of the glass. Loose puck almost cleared out of the zone. Rapids keep it in. Bentz sweeping it off his stick. McDaniel to pick it up. Forward motions with it. Passes it to Smith. Smith stays with it along the boards. Brings it away. Shot hits the front pads of Cedar Rapids goaltender. Rapids try to clear it out. Des Moines kept it in the zone. Just in time for buzzer number 2. Still a no-score game for either team, and they did put 12 minutes on the final period. Check back in with you in just a few. All right, sorry. Try to get all the buttons pushed in the right order. Smith with it. High shot. Daniel now trying to get it to somebody. It's behind the net. Tries to center it up. Yohi trying to sneak one in. Yohi and Smith both trying to sneak it in the corner. .11:23 left in period 3. Marin on the drop. Clears out. Des Moines picks it up in neutral to pass to Marin. And offsides call. Marin again with it. Changes hands a little bit of a shoulder shove there on to pass. Cedar Rapids going to dump it in deep in Des Moines' zone on the line. It's like it was stuck there on the ice for a second. Marin collects, gets it to DePass. DePass can't get it around the first time. It's like the puck is sticking in place. It's not moving the way they're expecting it to. Puck from Cedar Rapids goes around Marin. Bents to collect. Bents to Hildebrandt. Marin now. Marin looking for Hildebrandt, who just hit the bench. Bucks trying to clear their guy off. Get back to a 5-man team. Smith with it in neutral. Smith going to dump it in deep. Let somebody on the other side get to it. Welch and Vallis both on the far side. Baker again at the wall. Smith behind the puck, brought back into neutral. Back to Bentz. Bentz tries to send it up again. Somebody put gum on the bottom of this or something. Cedar Rapids casually brings into the zone. Took a lot of effort to get it not very far. Dumps it in deep as he shakes pressure from Bentz off of him. Fallis to collect on it. Smith there with it in neutral. Cedar Rapids passes it over on the far side along the red line. Up to Baker. Baker collects, dumps it out. Smith with it at the wall, but he has double pressure. Puck comes away. Cedar Rapids collects. Fallis there on him. Gets it in the zone, and it's just him. He's not going to get to it in time before Cedar Rapids does. He's going to pick it up off of the wall. Only for a minute, though. McDaniel parking a car. Comes away with it. Shot Deflected. Cedar Rapids sends it around. Bucs player carries it in and out of neutral. Shot attempt. Doesn't get all the way up to Brown. Bucs are going to stop it short, keep it in play. Bucs forwards it up. Pass collected. McDaniel behind it. Puck gets a little too far out in front of him. Now he has to battle it on the far side. Yohe on it with McDaniel. McDaniel sweeps it, intends it for the pass. Rapids is going to pick it off in the middle. Yohe again to McDaniel. McDaniel loses it in the mix out in front. Rapids clear it out. Rapids in and out of neutral. Gets it tipped off of him. Yohe to collect. Dumps it deep. Rapids collect in neutral. Send it back. Pembroke going to chase this one down in the corner. Gets to it before the goal line. 8 minutes left. Marin behind the net along with Pembroke. Marin on it. Dumps it back off of the wall. Bucs try to tip it out a couple of times. Follows to collect. He's got 2 in front. Shot attempt deflected off the leg patch. Tries to get up there for a rebound. Marin brings it out of the corner. Gets it to Hildebrandt. Hildebrandt tries to set it up instead for Follis. Marin wanted to shut it down with the stick. Instead put a knee up to stop it short. But we're going to get a hooking call. Hooking call at 7:19 in period 3, being assessed to Marin, number 87. Minute and a half penalty kill for Des Moines. I'm not sure what they do if it's a tie at 0. If they keep playing or what. Every tournament does certain things a little different. So hopefully something changes in the next 7 minutes. To pass with it in the back. Backhand sweeps it. Only collected by Cedar Rapids. High shot. That glass made a funny noise. Iowa to collect. Sends it up to their man. Can't pick up the pass, so he's going to collect it back himself. Shot missed, and it looks like it was Yohe on that one. Smith with it in the corner. Gets around Yohe. Nobody in that far corner except Green. Van Tilburg sweeps it back. Stopped short by Cedar Rapids again in neutral. They work their way through the middle zone. Brown gets it all the way up to him, and this time he's going to slow things down. 37 seconds left of that penalty kill for Marin's call a little bit ago. 6:23 left up on the clock. And it was Dupass, it looked like, there on the drop this time. Fighting off of the wall for it. Phew. Loose puck comes out. Bentz clears it out from in front. Delayed penalty. Another high stick. He's going to call a high stick on number 11 to pass. So 22 seconds left of the original penalty kill, adding a minute and a half off. Des Moines now playing 3-5. Follis to take it. He actually wins the faceoff. On the far side, Bentz with it, stays with it, gets it around Cedar Rapids and the refs. Got 2 on him, coming up fast. He stays with it. Sends it to Cedar Rapids out in front of their own net. Back to Goldie. Goldie sweeps it in deep. And Marin's out. Buck with a fresh player on. Smith comes in off of the bench. A little less than a minute left of the penalty kill till we're back to a full 5. Bents it out of the corner. Cedar Rapids keeps it in right up the middle, just a little far right on that one. Another reset, deflected right off of Brown's face mask. Gets through, no collection except by Des Moines. Smith staying patient with it. 30 seconds left. He's going to go in and out. Loses some of his momentum. Tries to get it out in center. Can't get it to his man. Cedar Rapids going to take it over. Get it into neutral. Van Tilburg looking for it. Gives it off to Pembroke. Pit gets hit way out of Follis's hands as it goes about 10 feet in the air. And we have an interference call. 11 seconds left for the Bucs to have their full strength, and then we'll get to exchange the penalty kill for a power play. Looks like Yohe gonna set up with McDaniel. Yohe on the drop. Wins it. Pembroke staying with that Rapids player all the way in, and we're back to 5-on-5. Like I said, exchanging penalty kill for power play. Get a hold that for another minute 15. Cedar Rapids in their own corner on the spectator side here. Going to sweep it around. Iowa trying to slow it down. Keeps it in the zone. And a hard, fast hit from Van Tilburg inside the blue line. It's going to be the love saved by the Rapids goaltender. Whew. All right, 4:20 left up on the board. 1 minute left on the power play. Follis taking center. Puck gets dumped down deep into Des Moines territory. Brown comes out of his crease. Decides Benson's going to get to it with plenty of time. Picks it up. Swings around one. Keeps it going. Tries to backhand it off of the boards. Loses it to Cedar Rapids over on the far side. Follis and somebody else were both in the mix trying to clear it out there. Smith with it right here in front. Sticks on the wall. Gets it back. Baker now with it. Baker working his way up. Bacon edges it in. First attempt, no good. Smith to collect on it. Kind of bobbles off of his stick, able to touch it and slow it down. Follows from the other side. Hildebrandt meets it behind the net. Works it off of the Cedar Rapids. Smith behind to Hildebrandt, to Smith. A lot of digging off the board. Cedar Rapids to come away with it. Hildebrandt not letting them have it for cheap. Cedar Rapids is going to dump it around the far end. Both teams back to full strength. Cedar Rapids comes in. He has pressure in front. It's going to make its way all the way up to PJ, though. PJ going to cover that one. And as you can see, 2:59 left up on the clock. Yohe on drop wins this one. Yohe and Marin both were over there on the far side. Marin to collect on that pass from his man in the back. Tries to send it up to DePass. But Yohe picks it up. Has a little bit... Loses it. It stays sitting right on the line. DePass dumps it back in, and they're going to call an offsides. Two and a half to go. Yohe again taking the drop. Ref getting chatty with him. Kicks Yohe off the drop. Makes Marin replace it in. Marin had it there for a second. Marin tries to slow down the Rapids player that brings it out of neutral. Moines collects on it behind their goal line. Cedar Rapids stops it short. Goldie trying to collect on it, dumps it down deep. Cedar Rapids pick it up inside their own. Marin chasing them both down. Playing man in the middle. Follis keeps it in the zone, works around one pressure, tries to get it to Marin. Cedar Rapids going to get in the way. Marin again off the wall, dumps it in. Baker on it. Baker trying to sweep it out. Too much pressure coming off of his stick. Can't maintain it. Cedar Rapids bring it. Going to go around the backside of the net. Des Moines with forward momentum. Bent's on it there. Smith. And McDaniel now on a breakaway shot. And puck got lost in the pads. He stood up and finally digs out. Ref says no goal. Bucs going to reset, see if they can try it again here. 1:25 left to go. Follis at the drop. Going to win it. Another shot attempt and a miss. Another one by McDaniel there. Follis off of the boards, trying to get around one player. Backhanded, it's going to go wide. McDaniel coming from one side to pass behind him. Gets it stripped off. Overtaken by Cedar Rapids. In and out of the zone. Still working around. Vince tries to slow him down. Shot off. And at 55 seconds remaining, PJ Brown scooping it up. Yohe again on the drop. Loses it, but gets it out in front. Moines fighting for it. Gets cleared out. Cedar Rapids picks it up, passes it back. Yohe and that player go down. Kind of holds onto his leg there, probably to fleck his skate away from his face. The pass with it on the far side, tries to get up to Yohe. Touched it for a second. Cedar Rapids got a stick in there too, swept it away. Puck comes out of the neutral zone. Cedar Rapids going to pick it up. Soft sweep it. Picked up by Des Moines. Looking to get it to their man in the middle. Can't collect. Goldie from the back end sends it forward. Can't break through the wall though. Goldie kind of dumps it behind. A little bit of hockey and soccer happening. Hildebrandt was on that one. Dumped it. And period 3 comes to an end. And it looks like since we have no goal there, we're going to go into a fourth period. 5 minutes are on the clock. Thinking the fun dips that were in their really cool boxes that the team got before the game may have come in handy. Give them a little extra boost. We're going to have a new person on point as we start period 4. Again, 5 minutes. Follis on it. And it is 3-on-3 action. Shot goes off. Bent's putting those shins to work. Shot attempt, no good by Cedar Rapids. That one deflected away by Brown. Follis on a breakaway. And dumps it off his stick. collects it, backhands it, gonna get it up to the net, but just on the outside. Bentz collects it, dumps it in. And puck comes in deep in a neutral. Follis again with it. Gets tripped up, and we see a call. So, still people are coming in and out. All right, so instead of losing a man, we gain a man for our power play for a minute and a half. 4 minutes left up on the clock. Behind that collection of boys cheering on the Bucks, things are happening, and they're gonna call the play dead. Just say we're gonna start over. Yohe and DePass both in that scuffle there along the boards. Goldie gonna be subbed out for Van Tilburg. Van Tilburg and Bentz on the D line. Yohe at the drop wins it. Again, DePass in the mix, looking to sweep it to somebody. Van Tilburg with this slapper. That one missed. Yohe back up on his feet. Back check, no call. Back check and a getting laid on. Bentz on the far side sends it up to Yohe. Yohe with the shot, no good. Puck stays in play. DePass with it. He goes down. No call. And Cedar Rapids come away with it. Still 30 seconds on their penalty kill. He loses his momentum. Van Tilburg going to pick it up. 3:10 left on the clock. Van Tilburg coming in. Dumps it in. Cedar Rapids in the corner with it. McDaniel going to try to slow him down. Cedar Rapids going to dump it around. Marin going to meet him at the boards. Cedar Rapids to sweep it out. And both back to 3 on, now 4 on 4 action. Goldie working by himself. Cedar Rapids is going to sweep it across. Smith with it now. Smith out in middle, picked up by Cedar Rapids. Pass down. Follis with a stick up, but not high enough for a high sticking. Puck stays in play. Cedar Rapids picks it up behind their net. Loses his own feet all by himself. Gets it sent over to the far side. Bucks pick it off. Oh, Carson's shot attempt went wide. Carson and Smith collect it in the corner. Carson with another shot. Follis again with another one. Can't get it through. Picked out by their goaltender. Minute and a half left. Smith with it this time. Regains his posture. Shot wide. Cedar Rapids dump it. Goldie smacks it back in deep. Picked up by Rapids out in front. Backhanded pass. No one there waiting for it. Baker with it. Baker coming away off of the boards. Getting some help from Yohe in the mix. To pass now. Pass around one. Sent up to Yohe. Yohe touched it, but couldn't get his stick wrapped around the right direction. Baker waits, lets his man reset, dumps it in. Passed him by the Rapids along the far side. Yohe and DePass both there, keeping it in the zone, trying to slow it down. Rapids come away with it. 40 seconds left. DePass. Rapids come away with it. pass trying to slow him down. New man off of the bench for Des Moines. Rapids lost his feeding there. And a shot blocked by Brown. Another shot blocked by Brown. Des Moines to send it in deep, and that one actually going to count as a missed shot as it was on line and just kicked away. All right. There is no time put back up on the board yet, and it still says period 4. So assuming we're going to do a good old shootout here. Brown taking his place in net. And Cedar Rapids going to be the first Cedar Rapids not the first. No one knows who's first here. Oh, well, after he hopped to the bench, now he gets to do it again. Cedar Rapids is going to be the first one to take a shot on goal opportunity. I'll zoom in for these ones here. Giving them the rules. PJ looking ready to go, and here is attempt number 1 for Cedar Rapids, and it's good. Ball is going to be the first attempt for Des Moines. He takes his way up, and it's good. 1-1 on the shootouts. Each team with 2 more attempts. Rapids sending their next player in. And he was excited. Ref wasn't ready. And Rapids off for shot attempt number 2. That one is a save. Yohi taking attempt number 2 for the Bucs. Making his way up, and a soft, easy one over the top. Des Moines, 2 shots in. Des Moines leading on shot attempts 2-1, and the final player for Cedar Rapids and he's off. And PJ says no. And Des Moines not even taking their third shot attempt as PJ shut down the third and final attempt. This may have been the longest game this season. And it is just the first one this weekend. I don't quite know on this system how to record shutouts, but Iowa won 2 of their 3, the third one being not needed, as the Cedar Rapids Black were only able to put in their first of 3 attempts. So a nice win. Sorry for the earthquake. And again, once we get confirmation on when the game is tomorrow, we'll post that out. And until tomorrow, stay safe, don't blow away, and if you do, just make sure you got your red shoes on. Click those heels.